Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to Two Axles. I'm hoping this is going to be the last video of sorting this bike out. As you can see, over the last 4 videos we've gone from a non-starting bike, problems all over the place, and we're going to get this bike back on the road. So in the last episode you did see that we tackled the fluids, the coolant, we did the brake fluid. And in today's video we are going to do the rear axle re-greasing. We're going to tackle the chain, we're going to get everything back together, we're going to get this bike back ready to go for its MOT, and then hopefully on the next episode we're going to get this bike out on the tarmac. So stay watching. Thank you very much. Let's get right to it. Right, guys, so today we're going to do the chain, and then we're going to get this hub out, and then we're going to re-grease everything, and then like I said before, there's this suspension mount here that we're going to remove, check the bearings, and then re-grease it. After we've done that, everything's ready then for the MOT. I can't think of anything else that needs doing. Just need to put the fairing, the belly pan back on, and the bits of fairings on the sides, get the indicators back in and everything, get this chain greased up, then it should be ready for the road. So first thing we're going to do is going to remove this hub. To remove this we need to take off this chain guard. We need to remove this nut, which is a 46mm. If we take it around to the other side, there's a pinch bolt here that we need to loosen. And there's a 46mm nut here. If you can see here, there is like a circlip on there where somebody's put a cable tie on that. They put the cable tie on just to hold it so that doesn't come loose. So we're going to snip that off, get this circlip off, and loosen these bolts. The best to loosen them whilst the wheel's on the ground, and then once we've loosened them, then we'll get the wheel up off the ground and start preparing to get this hub out of its hiding place. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take this cable tie off here, just snip it off. I do have some snips somewhere, I can't find them. So just cut that off there, get the cable tie out. Now we need to get this circlip off. It's pretty easy to get off, just lift this up here like this, and then it'll pull out. And then we're going to get this nut off. So we need to use a big chunky 46mm. Will fit straight on there. We're going to get the breaker bar. So we're going to get the breaker bar on here. Put it on. It is pretty tight, this. So you need to get a good lever on it. There you go. So the only thing we're looking to do is just loosen that off, ready. And then we're going to go down to the other side, and we're going to loosen this bolt off here, nut off here, sorry. It is again a 46mm. When you take it off, you need to make sure that there is spaces behind it, and some washers, so you need to make sure that you're taking off and keep everything in order, so you put it back in order when we come to reassemble it. So we'll just loosen that now with a breaker bar. I'm just going to knock it in gear. That is bloody tight. Now these nuts on this side, they do say that they're one-time nuts, but I'll check the nut and we'll see what the condition is. If I need to replace it, I'll replace it, but Majority of the time they're pretty fine, but we'll have a look at it when we come to reassemble it. Right, so I've got the bike up on the ramp. I've taken the bike up now, so the wheel's quite off the table. So we're going to take this rear chain guard off as well. The front one was part of the pegs, but this one's the back chain guard. So we're just going to pull that off, just to give us enough room to work with. Now this is it's not complicated. It's just ensuring that you put everything back in the same order. Right, so we're going to go around and now we're going to pull this wheel off. So bring you guys around. Right, so when we're pulling the wheel off, like I say, this nut will be loose now. So when you're taking the nut off, like I say, remember what I said before, just make sure everything's in order and then you know which way to put it back in. So put that over there. There's a spacer, but it also has a washer inside, and if you look at that washer, it is convex, so it only goes in one way. So we'll put that to one side here, and now the wheel should just lift out, it says. Right, so the wheel's out, so we can see the full hub assembly, and this is what we're going to be trying to get out. So it's straightforward now, everything's exposed now, so we can see clearly what's happening. So I'll bring you around here. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to remove this nut. This is a pinch bolt, and this gives you, so you usually remove this so you can adjust the chain. So we'll get this pinch bolt out now, and then I'll be able to move the chain, rotate it anti-clockwise, so you can pull it, so the chain can come off loose. Alright, so we'll get to that now. Let's go and get it. I think it's a 17mm socket. Okay, so we've got our socket, and then we're going to just loosen this pinch bolt. Now with this pinch bolt, you do not need to remove it completely. We literally just open it to release the tension on the hub. Right, so then I'll just bring you back here, and then now we are going to remove the nuts off here. So let's get this nut off. And again, like I said before, just make sure that you put everything back in the same order it came out of. And after all, now I'm opening this nut, I know for a fact that this has never been serviced. If I take you into there, if you can see how oxidized that nut is. So I know for a fact that's never been touched. So it's good that we servicing it. Right, so I open that now. So you see it's getting a bit loose. Now there's a special tool to remove the back, and this looks like one of these. Everybody knows what they. Oh, I'm sure you guys have seen them. You just literally hook it inside here with some prongs at the back here. It's just a bit fiddly to get in. Once you've got it in, he says you should be able to push it, but it seems a bit stiff, that to me. Right, I've got the tool in. Now what I'm going to do, it's resting on here, I'm just going to hold it in place, and I'm going to tap it with a hammer just to try and break this this loose because it is pretty stiff. So we hold the tool in place, and I was going to knock it with a hammer just to try and loosen this hub, because it looks like it's seized in place, which I wasn't open. Right guys, another stupid rookie mistake. Like I said, I've never done this before. You don't do it clockwise, you do it anti-clockwise. You do it clockwise when you're tightening it, anti-clockwise to loosen it. Stupid. Right, let me just loosen this now and get this chain off. Right, so when you've loosened it, when you've turned it fully, there'll be enough room then to take the chain off. So the chain should slide straight off. Now don't forget, this chain is pretty manked out, so it is going to be pretty stiff to get off. It would be ideal to remove this, wouldn't it? Right, there we go. Right, so right, now we need to get some washers here. We need to just fish them out. Like I say, you need to make sure you're putting them back in the same way. So we just get them out now. Right, so when we're fishing the washers out, again they go in a certain order and a certain rotation. Yeah, this has definitely not been off. It's fully oxidized. So there's one, and if you can see again, it will only go in a certain way because it has a curvature on it. So it goes in that way. So what I'm going to do, just to be on the safe side, I'm just going to mark it here with an X. Then I know that goes on the outside, facing outwards. And then there's one more here, I think. Does it come off? I was going to tap it with a hammer at the back. See if we can get it off. It is getting loose. Like I say, it's not been off before for definite. Let's just fish this last washer out. You just have to be patient with it and it'll come out eventually. There we go. So we got that. Wash it. And again, if you can see there, so that goes in a certain way. So I know it'll go in that way, but just stay with the theme. Just going to mark it. So that goes on the outside. And then what I'll do, I'll just stack them up on the bench. Then I know that they're going to go in that way. Alright. I'm just going to make sure there's nothing else. No other washers. Well, it seems alright now. Right now, in theory, this should just come off. I just have to keep tapping around it and it'll eventually break loose, and then I'll be right back with you as soon as I've got it off. Right, so you just keep knocking at the back and it should eventually come loose, come off the spline. But like I say, it's not been off before, so this is tight as fuck. Then you'll be left with this. So this is the actual hub itself. Yeah, it's dry as hell, that. If you look inside there, it's literally dry. It needs a full clean. So we'll rest that onto one side here. Now to get the hub assembly out, first thing we need to do, we need to take off this brake caliper. There's two 15mm bolts at the bottom, or 14. So I'll just bring you guys down so you can see. So there's one bolt there, where my finger is, and there's one bolt just hooked under there, tipped under there. Just pull these two off, and then the brake caliper will slide out. And then just mind there's a ABS sensor here that should come out with that you'll need to loosen off. Sorry, it doesn't come out. Oh, having said that, the brake. So ABS sensor fine. Just take these two nuts out, and the brake caliper should just pop out. So I'll get to that now. Right guys, so the caliper bolts are 14. I thought they were 15, but they're not. They're 14. So I'm just going to whip them out now. Like I say, when we put everything back together, we will be torquing everything up to spec. Like I say, this is part of the 12,000 mile service, and I'm glad it is, really, because obviously this bike has been neglected for sure. Just remember when you take the caliper off that you do not press the back brake, else it'll push the pistons out. Right, and then we can just leave that there. I'm just going to get a couple of cable ties and just cable tie that caliper up so it's not giving any tension on the pipes or anything. So we can just push it through here, just find somewhere to put it. Just put it through the frame. Right, so that's tied up, cable tie. Right, so everything's ready now to come out. The hub's ready to come out now. So to get the hub out, we need to let's get this chain out of here. Yeah, you need to tap it on here. Don't go crazy with the hammer, whatever you do. We just need to. I was going to hit with the wood side, and then we're going to see if it starts coming loose. Just gently. Just hold it down. Oh yeah, it's coming out. There we go. Right peeps, so there it is. You can see it is dirty and it's rusty and crusty. Right, so that's going to be, we'll take it over to the bench. We'll clean that up in a minute. Let's bring you guys back here. And then what we need to do is some, can you see these? There's like bearings inside here. And then on the other side, that's a closed bearing. But then on this side is the open bearing. And this is the one that literally there's hardly any grease in it. You need to clean that out. Whatever you do, do not clean that out with any WD-40, anything like that. You just need to wipe it out as clean as you can get it. And then you need to re-grease it. Right, so I'm going to clean this spindle, and then I'm going to clean the back of the chain guard and everything. This is not a sponsor, but the good old GT85. I'm just going to spray some on there like that. We're just going to leave it. Get it all in, because this is, don't forget, this is fine. This has got any, this is all cleanable. On here, the spindle, I'm gonna clean, just put some on there like this, on the, I'm just gonna let it work its magic. And we're gonna put some on the front. because when we put this back together, we need it to go back in nice and smoothly. Right, so we're going to leave that for about 5 minutes, let it do its magic. Right, so it's been 5 minutes now, so to clean off I'm going to use a little wire brush. I'm just going to give it a scrub. Like I say, you can see all the crap's coming off it. Get the getting the spindles, literally get it everywhere, get all this crap off. Getting the sprocket. If you need some more, just spray a bit more on. Just keep working at it. And you do the same with the spindle. And you're just going to clean it, wipe it all down, ready to be reassembled. Right, after about 20 minutes of scrubbing, you can see they're looking fantastic. Right, so we'll get over to the bearing now. Like I say, with this one you just need to, because this one is a closed bearing, there is a washer on there. I didn't realise. Now you just need to make sure that's cleaned up. Like I said, do not spray anything inside this one. Just need to rub it down with a rag. I'm just going to inspect the bearing. Just make sure there's no grinding noises. And then the open roller bearing. If you can see here, just open it. So we just need to clean this out. And then we're going to repack it with grease. But when you're re-greasing it, this has not been off. Why? I don't understand, guys, why people neglect their bikes. Don't make any sense. Let's give this a wipe down whilst we're here. I'm just going to go and get the grease. Right, so we're going to be using just high performance bearing grease. Right, so when we're greasing it, the only thing we're doing, we're just packing it into the bearing first. Like I say, it doesn't matter how much you put on. The thing is that you need to roll it into the bearings. So you need to work it around. Just make sure there's plenty on there. Remember, guys, this is not going to come off again till the next service. So you need to make sure. I'm just going to put a smidge on here just for good measure. Just to give it some ease to get in. I'm just going to go and get the spindle now, and then we'll get the get it all back in, start getting it back to reassembled. Right, when we're reassembling it, I would get get some bit more grease, and this is what I just tend to just coat it in grease. Like I say, you don't need to go crazy. It's just to give it that grease, and then push it back in. Look how easy that comes in now. It's all greased up. Right, so we can see that we put this in now, and you can see how nice and smoothly it just rotates in, and it feels so much smoother. It's fantastic. Right, so we're going to get back on this side now, and we're going to get this assembly put back together. Just get you inside here. So remember what I was saying last time, we've taken off everything. So the first thing to go on is this washer. So there is a washer. So let's clean that off. Give it a clean. I'm just going to put this on first. So this will go first. Okay. And remember we put these on. There's this washer that goes on second. So put them on as I took them off. Yeah. So I'm just going to get the so then this goes on first. So you put the wash on first, then this will go on. Now I'm going to, if you can see, there's a grease on here. So it's going to slide this on. And I'm hoping. Let's pull it back off. Let's get this chain. Get the chain round. Look how smooth that is though. Smooth as hell. Right, so we get this chain in. Right, so we put the chain back on the sprocket. This chain needs a hell of a clean. Right, so the chain's on. I'm just going to push this together and get it in. You can see how smooth it is now to get back on, which is great. So bring you over here. So this goes on first. So push that in there. Make sure it seats down properly. Just work it around. And we've got this copper washer that goes on. And then you've got your nut. Okay, so we're going to get the nut on now. So just put the nut in and start threading it in with this ratchet. Now these do need to be torqued down. The torque setting is at 146 Newton meters. But what we're going to do at this moment in time, we're just going to get it hand tight with the ratchet. Just so everything falls back in place. We will torque it down once everything's back on. Just squeeze everything. Okay, so now that's hand tight. Just going to get the torque wrench and we're going to torque it down to spec. So this side is 146 Newton meters. So I've set the torque wrench to 146 and you just need to keep going until you hear the click. Okay, and then on the actual nut itself, just bring it closer. So the nut itself, so these nuts are sacrificial nuts, so they say that you should change them every time you take them off. But this one seems to be in pretty good condition. And then there's a pinch bolt here, pinch here, and then you knock that down into the groove. That'll just prevent the bolt from coming loose. Then if you can see here, it is pinched down, so that will prevent this bolt from coming loose. So we're going to get around to the other side now. Having said that, before we do that, we'll get the brake caliper back on. Okay, so we're going to just release the brake caliper from the, I'm going to have it strapped up just to keep everything in order. I don't know if you remember on last video, I was saying to you that, or this video, that the brake pads look like they've been changed. Literally, they look like brand new. So somebody's obviously been in here before to change them. So feed that brake caliper back through, and then what we're doing with the brake pads, we just need to slide it back over the disc, and then we're going to get them the two bolts back inside. Like I said, they are 14mm, so we'll just get them back inside now into the actual holes of the brake caliper. Well, we'll get the bottom one in first because the top one looks like it's a bit tricky. And we'll get the top one in. Just move you over there. I'm just going to get the top one in now. Okay, so the bolts for the brake caliper are 40 Newton meters. So I'm just going to get these torqued up now. Remember, we're hearing for the click. Now the top one is a bit tricky. I was going to get that torqued up now, 1 second. Right, so the brake caliper's now torqued up to spec, 40 Newton meters. Now we're going to tighten this chain again. So remember, we use this tool. Where's it gone to? We use this tool, and okay, so we've got the chain tightened up now. Like I said, I'm just going to bring you around here, so it is a bit of a tricky. So can you see these notches here? So basically you have to get this tool in like this and then turn it so to tighten it up you turn it anti-clockwise, and to loosen it you turn it clockwise. So we've tightened the chain up now, so chain's it's about an inch slack, inch and a half. Right, so now we need to torque this up. So this again is 40 Newton meters. So let's get the 17 on there. Now the torque wrench is already set at 40 Newton meters, so it's going to torque this up. So like I said, I'll show you why. So just pull it. Right, that's all done now. Now next thing we're going to do, I think before I put anything back on, like the wheel on this side, we're just going to start tackling this chain. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some GT85 on it, and then I'm going to leave it to sit overnight, just to give it that time to get all this crap off. And then I'm going to show you how to get this clean. So we'll look at it now, and this is going to look mint by the time it's finished. Right, so it's been 24 hours. It's been 24 hours for me and a second for you guys. I'm sorry if you can hear that clicking in the background. That's just my heater running its course. It's a bit chilly inside the garage today. Right, so I've left this overnight now, 24 hours, with the GT85 spray soaking in. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to get a wire brush onto here, and then we're going to start tackling this chain. So that's the first step to get this chain back to its former glory. Right, so the only thing we're doing, I've got my wire brush here. I'm just going to go around and give it a good and as you can see, with just a little bit, it's coming clean now. So the only thing we're doing, rotating the axle. Just keep doing it. Actually, we'll go from the bottom. Just move you back a bit. So we're going to rotate it and just keep working at it. Like I said, this is the first stage, just to get the rust off. Okay, so we just keep tackling it, keep rotating the chain, and I can see already it's getting nice and loose, it's getting free. You're working the GT85 into the chain and it's starting to come loose now. Okay, so once you've got it, once you've gone over with the wire brush, I just spent about 10 minutes there, 10-15 minutes, and then you just need to, we're going to wipe it down with a rag. Oh, you can see the difference already. We're just wiping it down. Just get that. I'm going to get that wiped down now. Just keep doing it. Getting all the crap off, GT85, etc. Getting it all off. I'm going to show you guys as well, for any stubborn parts on the chain, I'm going to use this wire brush on the end of a drill, and we'll just go over the stubborn parts of the chain, just making sure that we're trying to getting all this rust off. Okay guys, so I've done the GT85, done the wire brush, etc. Now the first stage to finishing off, so I'm using this stuff, the True Tension motor chain cleaner. It's not a sponsor, but I've used this stuff in the past and it's great stuff. With my Harleys, they were a belt driven chain, so drivetrain, so I didn't really need to use it, but previously I've always used this True Tension. Once you spray this on, then you're going to work it in with this brush here into the chain to get all the dirt out, and then we're going to put the brush into the chain like this and we scrub it. Okay, I'm sure a lot of you have used something similar before, so the only thing we're going to do, just put the rag underneath there. I'm going to move the chain and we're going to spray into it, and then you'll start seeing all the crap come off, like the remaining stuff. So you go for the full length of the chain. Okay, so once you've sprayed the full chain with the cleaner, and you're just going to work it in with the brush like this, just moving the chain at the same time. And then once you've worked in, then you need to get the brush, so you can see here it's like a U shape and the chain slots inside here, and you just move the chain and move the brush at the same time, and this will clean the underneath and the top at the same time. Once you've done the front, then you go around and do the other side of the back, and then the next stage will come when we just one last clean off the chain. Right, well, so once you've gone over with the brush, then we're going to get the chain cleaner back out. I'm going to go one last spray, just lightly over it, just to get any remaining dirt out. If you could see how much crap's coming off this, it's unreal. And this chain looks 100 times better. Wait till I give you a close-up of it. Now you remember what it looked like last time with all the rust on it? Okay, and then I was going to spray some on here as well. You can see all the crap coming off. It's just dripping off.
I'll just blow the bucket in because...
Right, so once you're happy with everything's been cleaned, you just need to one last wipe with the rag, just cleaning that chain off of any other residue. So we'll get that clean now. You want to literally clean everything off. Right, so once you're happy with this all dry, clean, etc., the last stage is we're going to lube it up, chain lube. So to chain lube it up, straightforward, we're going to do it slowly and get it all into the nooks and crannies. Bearing in mind this has not been lubed in some time. So I will say, after we've lubed it now, we take it for a ride. I'm going to lube it again once we've had a ride on it. So I'm just going to get that lubed up now. Right guys, so if you can see the chain now, compared to what it used to be, look, the difference in that. It looks superb, doesn't it? What a save, that chain has been saved. Wow. Just a bit of elbow grease, a little bit of time and effort, and look what it can do. Brilliant. So that's another thing ticked off the box. So there's one last thing I need to do now. We're going to get the back wheel back on and everything, and then I need to remove this jack out of the way, and we need to get the suspension arm out here, and then we're going to check these bearings inside and then re-grease them up. Pretty straightforward job. We'll get that done now. Other thing I want to mention is that this pinch bolt, I was checking some torque specs, and I did say yesterday it was 45 Newton meters. However, upon checking it on the Speed Triple 1050S, it's actually 55 Newton meters. So I'm just going to go ahead and just torque that up at 55 Newton meters. So that's 55 Newton meters torqued up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just take you around here. Look at that chain. Looks like brand new. Right, so I'm going to get the wheel back on. Everything's clean. I'm going to just give this a wipe down with some brake clean to make sure any crap's been taken off. I'm just going to put and when I put this nut back on here, I'm just going to put a little bit of copper grease on here, just so everything doesn't seize up again or get any oxidization. So I'm just going to get the back wheel on now. I'm going to get the spacer back in, the wheel nut back on. Let's get this back wheel back on, and then the last thing I need to do for this bike is get this shaft out here, and then we should be ready. Then it should be ready for its MOT, and I'll get everything back together. We'll get it on the ground, and then I'll give you a final look. So I'll just get back to you when I'm taking the bracket back off. Whilst the wheel's off, I'm just taking this opportunity to clean everything, just to make sure I can clean as much as I can whilst the wheel's off. Okay, so we're going to get the wheel back on in a minute. Okay, so we've got the wheel in now. Like I say, when you're putting the nut back on, it needs to be torqued up to 150 Newton meters. Okay, and then as I mentioned before, the nut goes in, this goes in first, then the washer, and then the nut on the end. And then don't forget, there is a circlip that goes on the nut. So let's cut to that then, and I'll show you how to do that. Right, so we've got the nut on. Now this is 150 Newton meters torque setting, or 146, sorry. So it's going to torque that up now. Okay, so it's going to pop it in gear and then get that torqued up. Now we're hearing for the click, so check it one more time. And just for good measure, I'll do it one more time. Okay, so that's torqued. And remember, you had this circlip on here, this circlip, and that goes over the and if I can bring you in here, you'll see the circlip, it goes into, the ends go into one of those to stop this from rotating. Yeah. Okay. Okay, to give you a better understanding, I've taken the clip back out. So if you can see here, when you move the nut round, there's a notch. And then this bit here will notch into there like that. So when you put this circlip back on, sort of with one hand, but that'll go inside there like that. And then it will wrap around, if that makes sense. Okay, let's get that done now. Right, so once everything's ready, so then what we're going to do then, as I bring you in, so remember when we took it off, there was ratchet cable tie. So put the cable tie in there and pull it over here, and then just tighten it back up. And this will give less opportunity for this actual clip to come loose. It's just a safety mechanism really. And then you just do that, and then you tighten it, but try not to break it. So I'm just going to get another one sec. So I'll put two on just for good measure, just to make sure that it can't come loose. So now what I'm going to do now, get the bike on this level, and then we're going to get the suspension arm off. Right guys, so we're going to get this bracket off now. There's the last thing I need to do. So you need to whip there's a bolt that goes through here, and there's a bolt that goes through here. So it's going to get that whipped off now, and I'll take you over to the bench and I'll show you what we need to do with that. Right, so we've got the suspension arm off. So what we need to do, we need to, so there's some space in there. You need to pull them out on the other side. Just pull it out. Okay, so we're going to clean them. We're going to clean these up as well. Right, so what we're looking for inside here, you can see there is some roller bearings inside there, and we're seeing to see how stiff they are, and then if they're loose, all and good, and then we just need to clean it out and then re-grease it with the grease and clean all this off. So to clean it off, let's get this, just get that and just clean all the crap off. Just clean all the crap off with this. Let's clean all that off now. I'll get right back to it. Right, so to clean out I've cleaned all this off with a wire brush. Now to clean out this, it's just old grease. So if you can see, I start scraping it off inside there, and it's just old grease, all that yellow shit, the brown stuff. It's just old hardened grease. So we need to get that out and then re-grease it. Right, as you can see, guys, literally that's all the grease that's hardened. So I've had to fully strip the bearing out, remove all the rollers, and I'm going to have to repack it with grease and re-roller it. So I'm going to do both these sides. So basically just pack it with grease and you just have to put these rollers in one by one, back in. So I'm going to do both sides and then I'll come right back to you. Right, as you can see, I've had to rebuild it. So I've literally took all the bearings out, re-cleaned it out, re-greased it, put all the roller bearings literally one by one back in. And if you can see here, this is all the old, this is literally all the old grease that's just dried up and become like a, fuck knows what that is. But this goes to show, guys, how neglected this bike was. Right, if you can see, I've got it all back on now. It's all torqued up, and it looks like literally brand new. So that's fully refurbished now, probably better than brand new. We're going to get this bike down now, and whilst it's on the ramp, I'm going to just take this opportunity just to give this a quick wipe over. Ready. And I'm going to just get that belly pan back on as well that we took off in the other video. Okay, so like I said, I'm just going to take this opportunity just to give it a good wipe down whilst it's on top of the ramp. Bearing in mind, this has had a lot of work done to it, guys, over the last video, 4 or 5 videos. So it's not bad anyway, but whilst we've got the opportunity to do it, why not? I think when we do take it out for the first ride, we'll get it over to the jet wash. I'm just going to show you something because we've noticed that everything's quite rusty. So there is this joint here, so I was going to spray a bit of GT85 in there just to loosen anything up should it have gone a bit stiff. Just thinking if there's anything else I could loosen up. So spray a bit in there, in the joint here, just to like I say, it needs to be ridden, guys. But like I say, this bike's been off the road for 4 years, so it is going to be pretty crusty and rusty. So I'm just going to get it all wiped down, get that belly pack on, and I'll be right back with you. Right, guys, so remember the first video, we went around the bike and we saw that these indicators were off. So I'm just going to put these back on now if I can figure out how to put them back on. Alright, so right, okay, so there's a notch here that goes into that, I think. There's a notch here and that slides into this. So we take this screw out, and then if we slide this in there, alright, okay, so that's right. Alright, so you put it over the radiator cap. So why is this wire so? It's a long bloody wire, that, isn't it? Okay, so if we put this over the hump, and then it goes over the radiator cap, and then I'm assuming, okay, that goes in there, And then we got the bolt. How the fuck did they take this off? I'm assuming they took this off because they were pissing around with it. Right, so we screw that in. Get that tightened up. Just one nut. Everything else clips in over here. Get that tightened up. I'll do the other side and then we'll drop this bike. And then everything should be on. Right, peeps. So she is done. Bar the cover over the battery. Everything's back on. The belly pan's back on. Everything's cleaned up. Chain's done properly. It's looking fantastic. Refurbished suspension arm. Everything's looking good. Get this down on the floor now. Hopefully the last time we have this up on the ramp. Right guys, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you taking your time today. I know it's been a long video, but we've got a lot done today. We've got some great things done on the bike and everything's ready now for its MOT. I'm just putting everything back on now. The belly pan's back on, the indicators are back on. I need to get the battery cover back on. I'm just waiting for that to be cleaned now. I've got my trusty cleaner cleaning up the bike now. And then she's going to crack on with that and get this bike shining and sparkly. On the next video, I'm hoping we'll get this MOT'd, we'll get it on the road, and we'll take it for a first test drive. If you've liked this, like I said, thank you very much for watching. I know it's been a long one, but we're all finished now. We're all ready to go. MOT next time, then on the road, and then we'll see how this baby flies. Subscribe, like, and don't forget, I've got a new bike coming on the channel. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is going to be yet. You have to wait. If you're interested, get subscribed, get that like, get that notification. Any comments, anything you think I could do better, please do that comment. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Peace out.
Subscribe.